Hey guys, what's up? It's Schla coming back to ya with another episode of Walks with Schla. And today, I don't have a whole lot to say, truthfully. I was just thinking about this thing I've repeated a lot, where I feel that there should be a moratorium on joking and fun until after we fixed society and we fixed the system, on conversations that are fictional, conversations that an information exchange that isn't important or relevant. There should be a moratorium on all those kinds of conversations. I've felt this way for a long time, and as the future continues to go on and things continue to not improve, I'm more and more confused and concerned. And I guess I'm thinking about, why does my brain work this way and everybody else's doesn't? Seems kind of weird. I mean, you would think it's a mindset that actually makes a lot of sense. It's just simply put that, it's fine to laugh and joke. It's fine to fool around and make jokes, but shouldn't we do the important things first? Shouldn't, before we mess around with that stuff, let's try to start to fix a lot of these problems and try to reduce suffering and give more opportunity to more people, nurture and cultivate the next generation of humans in a better format so we can push humanity further. Then maybe once we're at least set up, we can go back to a level of joking or humor being the primary focus. But in the meantime, I don't see why a moratorium on those activities would not be a positive step, at least. And I just wonder if there's something wrong with me and why I think the way that I do and other people don't, and what it all means. Because there's obviously something to it. I would say, in general, I tend to not be able to procrastinate very easily, whereas other people seem to like to procrastinate. They enjoy it. They like to joke about the concept, and as long as they can get away with it, they'll do it. Even if there is a consequence, they'll do it. It seems like people are very interested in drifting and becoming off track and out of focus. People love to sleep in late when they have the chance, even though we have zero information that indicates that's ever really a good idea. I would say a majority of humans engage in the behavior. Why are people still doing that now? You know what I mean? Especially voluntarily. It's so often that has been allowed and desired. And why do we desire to be unhealthy? Do other animals engage in silly behaviors like that? I don't think so. But I want to know who's really the crazy one. I mean, maybe there's something off about me. Is it a problem that I don't just get distracted? I don't just lose myself to myself. It's caused a lot of problems. It definitely has. Because in my relationships with other people, friends, family, and relationships, it causes people to be shown how forgetful they are and how much care they lack. People don't like it. People don't like to have these kinds of conversations either. So it puts me in a position where I'm usually kind of looked down upon. It's not good. Hasn't been good for me. Which is very twisted because, and again, with the weight or the responsibility of being in this material world, you would think actually it would be rewarded. My behavior and my awareness should be rewarded pretty aggressively with some kind of money or social reinforcement, acknowledgement, accolades. But instead, it's punished. I've been pushed and prodded to become worse. And it is a state of confusion for sure that I've been led to, and I've kind of had to wrestle with this confusion my whole life about why am I being unincentivized to be doing the right thing, and why is so many things in the world seem silly to traverse or just not correct. I don't know. I think surveillance will fix a lot of these issues once everybody has a Neuralink, a brain chip in their mind, and there's cameras tracking each and every movement of a person. It's going to be very clear who should be where and who's doing the right thing and all that stuff. But until that system is set up, I'm afraid it's going to be the same world that I've had to interact with for my entire life, which is a lost world. A world that is a loose aggregate of a bunch of vaguely conscious, fictional interpretations of that which lies in front of them. It's nothing more than whatever the beholder wishes it to be. But the accountability still stands, and the inefficiencies still stand, and the consequences of the ignorance still stand and continue to function. Said it before and I continue to say it, it's ignorance that gets people, but I guess there has to be a desire to exit ignorance, whereas for most people there's a desire to enter ignorance at all costs. A majority of people want to be induced into a state of ignorance. People pay for it. People will pay with money, people will pay with their time, to spend time, to lose time. I mean, how much sense does that make? Really, when you zoom out and think about it, when you view people and people's actions as transactions on a spreadsheet. And you can quantify and judge what is going on. Oh, that's judgmental. Oh, you're just being judgmental. I'm not trying to be. It's just what it is what it is, you know? And if something is a certain way and I point that out, now all of a sudden there's a vilification that occurs, and I'm not really sure that that's right. But of course, that's what happens. And it's another trait about humans that is incredibly low. Their judgments of others tend to be that along the lines of vanity, judging a person for the shoes they have on, or for the shape of their face, or the sound of their voice, or their cadence. But why would you judge these things and not other things that often get unjudged or unnoticed? Why would you be cruel and mean to that which doesn't deserve justice or consequence, and then there are things that do that get unnoticed? I think that's a common symptom of the world, is so many people are given consequences for actions that aren't really wrong, and then other times people get away with stuff that's far worse. Doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it? And then anytime somebody has these, oh, well, that's just how things are. Oh, that's just how things are. Oh, get over it. Get used to it. The world's not going to be a better place. It can't be. It's just, this is just the way it is. That's what they say. It's not true. It's definitely not true. I mean, we may have blew it, but for a time period, there definitely was a potential. It's just that people have a very low awareness, and even lower than awareness, a lack of action. A lack of action to cut through the noise and proceed with doing the right thing. I don't even remember what my original point was. I think for about the past 5 minutes, as I've been rambling, I've been really wanting to circle it back to whatever I was saying in the first place. But for the life of me, I can't remember. And so I'm just breaking down at this point and just admitting the incompetence that I don't remember what started this conversation. there was a certain topic. Oh, yes, I remember now. It's the idea of my mental behavior and what I think is reasonable, which would be an entertainment, pleasure, and humor moratorium for a period of time. And during that time, people can look into setting up society, fixing it, changing the rules, adding rules that should be there, getting everything orderly, have a lot of conversations about these things. And then, yeah, I mean, eventually, fine, we can go back to having some time spent with entertainment. But, you know, maybe it's that the nature of the human is not organized and that things just happen and a human doesn't really try to order anything. doesn't really try to categorize things. I've kind of noticed that. People will categorize low-level stuff, such as food, but then when you try to categorize higher-level concepts, it's, oh, I just don't want to put a label on it. This happens a lot with people with religion or spirituality, philosophy. Oh, I'm spiritual but not religious. I don't want to be judged or have a label put on myself. I don't want to do that, which is stupid. It's usually due to just an utter lack of comprehension and an inability to look at oneself with detail and actually have a comprehensive idea of who a person is. So people like to say a bunch of random nonsense like that. Oh, we don't need to put a label on it. And what is that? Is it due to a lack of comprehension or a lack of ability to comprehend, or a lack of I would have just messed that up. A lack of ability to comprehend, or a lack of desire to comprehend, and perhaps a superiorly moral feeling as a result. I mean, what does it mean? I just don't. What does it mean? And why am I even doing this? It seems like I could just be. I mean, I'm doing it because it's enjoyable. It's enjoyment for myself. And so am I really part of the same cohort? Am I not really any better? Like, would I do this stuff if I didn't enjoy to talk in this way? Probably not. I mean, I think, and I like to plan to do something based on its need. I don't just think off of desire. I do think like, okay, well, I was just talking about this yesterday, about how there could be depressive symptoms as a result of that, because it's difficult for me to want something and then it just stops there. I have to think about why I want it. I have to think about the reason for wanting it, quantifying the dollar to desire fulfillment ratio of the thing, whether it's a good, efficient deal or whether it's just way too preposterous. There's a lot of different calculus that goes with any decisions I make, whether it's an actionable desire, a purchase. And I know most people don't do that. And so I think even though I'm doing a correct or a higher level behavior, it leads to a bit of a depressive state, because the human mind is probably not meant for that. It's probably just pushing it really far, because I think it's clear whatever the median is not what I'm doing. Obviously, not many people walk around talking into their phone to no audience and just like chronicle things, but I enjoy the archiving of thoughts. I don't know. It's very frustrating too, because in the future it's probably going to be so much more efficient to do this, and all this effort is still fairly archaic. But I guess I need to count my lucky stars I'm even doing it now. But still, I wish I was just doing this for longer. I guess the past couple years shaped me to be a specific person, but I don't really feel like they have. And I feel like instead I've just have a lot less money and a lot less content. So I don't know, but I'm hoping it's for a purpose, and I'm hoping that I'm not just coping. I guess so I don't really have much of an affirmative. I mean, maybe some of the things I said were affirmative today, but for the most part, I'm not really doing much teaching as opposed to questioning, and not really having much resolution about the answer. So I don't really know. A lot of this stuff, I mean, it stemmed from that main question I had, but a lot of this came kind of on the spot here, and I don't really have too good of an idea of even where it came from or why. And now, of course, I still don't really know. I explained this so many times. I don't feel like I'm in control when I speak. It's not really something I can do or put too much effort into. It's a fairly automatic process, and I feel very limited control over it. I guess to end things on a simpler note, I'm a bit discouraged because the microphone, it's really not going to be here until the end of the week, which is kind of frustrating for obvious reasons, because I really wanted that thing sooner and as soon as possible, really. And instead, it's not here. But at least my sickness is getting noticeably better. I think it'll be right around the right time in where my voice will either be back to normal or very close to normal, just in time for the microphone. So maybe there's something symbolic about that. Who knows? It's just, I'm just tired of feeling like such an outcast for doing what I think is the right thing. I shouldn't be an outcast at all. This is what humanity needs. But anyways, it's been schla, but now it's time to buy schla. So, see you schla.